This is Dr. Edward Bach. He's the father of flowers. He came up with the Bach Flower Remedies, which is used to alleviate mental and emotional ailments. He extracted the essence by infusing the flower with sunlight and boiling water, and then putting this remedy into brandy. And that would preserve the solution until it was needed. It's one of the first holistic healing practices that's still used to this day. Most of these holistic supplements are tonics that you can either place under your tongue or mix in with your water. I have them as sounds. I have their frequencies. I want to dig into each one while we're listening to it. This is agrimony. This is good for people that hide their worries behind a smile and are outwardly cheerful and like to keep the peace, but they're suffering and torment inside. They tend to laugh at their own problems, which is a way of dealing with them. This is aspen. It's for people that feel on edge, but they don't know why. They are unconsciously anxious and fearful. Sometimes they tremble, they sweat, they have butterflies in their stomach, but it's not about anything specific. This is beech. If you're intolerant, judgmental, or critical, this is for you. This helps to build tolerance and compassion for others. This is centauri. This is for people that are easily influenced by others and can't say no. Good for those with weak willpower and can be taken advantage of. If you give up your life to serve others, this may be for you, including family duties. This one's called serato. If you doubt your judgment and often seek advice of others, this might be good for you. Good for those always seeking approval from others. Always asking questions, sapping energy of others by seeking advice. This is cherry plum. If you're afraid of losing control, this is for you. If your nerves are stretched to the breaking point and your uncontrolled outbreaks of rage are uncontrollable. If you feel like you're heading for a breakdown and you're a ticking time bomb, or if you fear like you might hurt yourself or others. This is chestnut bud. This is good for those that keep repeating the same mistakes. For those that are unable to learn from past experiences or have mental blocks. This invites observation and higher wisdom. This one's chicory. If you're possessive, selfish, or overbearing with loved ones, this is good for you. If you need constant attention and are easily hurt at the slightest snub, or if you can be overpowering and possessive. Maybe even a parent trying to overmanage their children. This is clematis. If you're a daydreamer, always fantasizing about your future and withdrawn into your own imagination but never living in the present moment, this might be good for you. Good for those that are often drowsy and heavy sleepers, prone to falling asleep at any time. They're just kind of blah. This one's crabapple. Good for those that don't like some aspect of their body or their mind, or feeling of uncleanliness or self-loathing, self-hatred, or disliking your appearance. This is to accept the body and the environment. This one's elm. If you're overwhelmed by responsibility or usually a strong character but suddenly feeling inadequate and exhausted, this might be for you. If there's too much pressure and the responsibility is too much to bear, or a feeling of not being able to keep up. This is called genshan. Good for those feeling discouraged after a setback. If you're feeling negative, pessimistic, or lost confidence, this might be good for you. Or if you're unable to see beyond your own negative outlook. This one is gorse. This is for someone that feels hopeless, downhearted, unable to believe things will get better. Maybe feeling like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and you're not willing to try new treatments because you've lost hope. This one is heather. If you're self-centered, self-concerned, or like to talk about yourself a lot, this might be good for you. Also good for those that don't listen or have little interest in other people's problems. This one's holly. Good for those that are angry or hateful towards others. If you're the jealous type or you have outbursts of temper, rage, envy, jealousy, suspicion, greed, bad temper, and aggression, or even the need for revenge. This one's honeysuckle. Good for those that are stuck in the past and dwell on past memories, or regretting missed opportunities. Always talking about the good old days. Also those suffering grief from failed businesses or a divorce that can't let go. This one is hornbeam. This is best described as a Monday morning feeling. Lack of motivation, mentally weary, maybe have doubts of your strength or ability to cope. You find menial tasks boring, prone to procrastination. This one's called impatience. And just like the name, it is for those that feel impatient. Everyone's just too slow. Maybe you're irritable and you want everything done in a hurry, possibly even finishing other people's sentences. You'd rather do the job yourself because the slow pace of others irritate you. This one is large. If you lack confidence in your abilities and you feel inferior to others, this might be good for you. If you're convinced of failure, you don't even try, or if you just don't believe in yourself. This one is mimulus. If you're anxious or fearful about something specific, such as an illness, traveling, death, or speaking in public, this might be good for you. This is also recommended for those that are shy, nervous, and blush easily, or even stammer when they speak. This one is mustard. If you're depressed and you don't know why, weighed down by dark clouds, reduced energy, and lack of drive or joy, this might be for you. Depressive feelings come and go with no apparent reason. This one's oak. If you're overworked and tired but struggling on, or you don't realize when you need to take a break. You never complain or give up, but you're struggling to go past your limits. You may be brave, but your strength is beginning to wane. Chronic exhaustion, or if you're ignoring your body's impulse to rest. This one's olive. If your body, mind, and spirit are utterly exhausted and you've just reached the last straw, this could be for you. Usually after a really long, stressful experience, like a long illness, severe lack of sleep, or having to care for a relative. Just leaves you weak and tired. Zero zest for life. This one is pine. You feel guilty and blame yourself, or you punish yourself, always apologizing even though you haven't done anything wrong. This might be for you. Always thinking you could have done better and never content with your efforts. This one is scleranthus. If you struggle to make decisions or experience mood swings, undecisive about everything, you can't order your thoughts and impulses, inner restlessness, this might be for you. The indecisiveness uses up a lot of energy without anything being achieved. This is Star of Bethlehem. If you've been traumatized after a negative experience for shock or grief caused by a loss or an accident, disturbing news, this might be good for you. For sadness, sorrow, numbness, trauma that has not been dealt with, or any past traumas that may be impacting your present situation. I think that was 36. The sounds you were hearing were generated by my Cyma 1000, which came pre-programmed with the flower essences, so they help to release an emotion and enhance another. And these are the ones we just went through. For 5 to 6 minutes, which is a minimum amount of time for your water to begin resonating to the frequency it was listening to. Because water has memory, and you're made of water. You're vibrating to the frequencies of these flowers. You find these frequencies on cymatones.com. Stop and smell the roses, because roses are the highest vibrating scent. Therapy works quick. It takes 20 seconds from your nose to your brain, triggering a memory. So instead of stopping and smelling the roses, you can listen to them too.